Well, welcome back for another edition of Bolting In. All thanks to Palmerbet, of course, and all thanks to these absolute legends. I love these blokes, Shane Anderson and Adam McGrath. We say good evening and a good morning. How are you, gents?
Going well, Matty. Good to see you. Good to see you, Adam. And haven't we had amazing racing continue? And there's a lot to talk about from the Queen Elizabeth Stakes meeting with Pride of Jenni's demolition job. But just adds to the amazing last few months of outstanding racing.
Yeah, hello, boys. Matty, nice shirt, looking all dressed up there as well, looking very suave. But as Shane said, some really good racing last week, and it's been great just seeing these good horses go head-to-head, which has some really good depth, some good fields, and some very good storylines, and I'm sure it'll continue again this weekend.
Yeah, well, let's start with Pride of Jenni and the Queen Elizabeth. Quite phenomenal for mine. I tried to think back. I was calling the footy on Saturday afternoon, watching this on the iPad, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was just an amazing performance, an amazing training performance. The improvement in this horse, the ride by Declan Bates, what a great story Decky is. He's such a hard worker, and then you got the Ottaby family with the Jenni horses, and there's just so many backlights to this. It's just quite phenomenal. And then post race, all the dissection from all the people that want to get involved, and it's Shane. I'll come back to you. It's been amazing, hasn't it? But I love the fact that we're just talking about horse racing in general. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or otherwise, or bad rides, whatever they think. I think it's awesome for the sport.
Yeah, she's certainly become the most popular horse, I think, going around in Australia, Pride of Jenni, with those dashing tearaway tactics. I think most people love front runners because you basically know that you're in the race from the outset. And look, there's a lot to take in to everything you've just said. Agree wholeheartedly. There's an amazing narrative that's being built around this mare. She's come from basically nowhere, give or take 12 to 18 months ago, to now being legitimately, if not the best horse in Australia, right up there, but certainly the most popular horse. But that aside, I think the race as a spectacle was just freakish. I was always going to say something else then. It was amazing to watch it from so many angles. One, you've got a horse that's led by 100 metres in the race, which you can say just outstanding, dominant, utterly insane. But you can also be critical of how the hell do the other jockeys let a horse in a Group 1 race get 100 metres in front, particularly with 700 metres to go. It makes no sense. And I think there's been a lot of fair criticism thrown at those in behind. That doesn't mean they were ever going to beat the winner, but they would have been put into the race, and we didn't see that. So the winner is a star. Her career has been amazing to watch, and all credit to everyone involved. But no other horse in that race actually was in that race. It was basically, they just didn't go fast enough to be competitive.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Ad? I must admit, I loved it. And I'm talking to Colin and Janice McKenna during the week, and they said that Kieran actually quote unquote said to them, "We're going to let the handbrake off up here." So I think they knew that they had a little bit more, to be honest, under the bonnet, which is so exciting to hear that kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, look, for mine, and there's probably two moments in my racing time that really stand out that I just go stand above everything else. And it was Black Caviar winning at Royal Ascot because of the drama that was around that finish. And then this is probably number two now for me. And it doesn't mean it's the second best performance I've seen, but it's just one that, as you mentioned, I mean, we're still talking about it this week. I've seen, Vision come out of Winks running her last race there and Pride of Jenni, and Winks wouldn't have beat her, and, just all these different things. And it has got the conversations going. I was a bit like Shane. I mean, watching it, I went straight to Twitter. I dropped my phone. I walked around the house. Thought, what on earth have we seen? And then you stop and dissect it. And I think very fair. I mean, I think first we have to appreciate the horse, as you said. Amazing training performance. It's tough on these animals to be front runners. While it is great to be backing them, it's very hard to front up every single week and go 100 mile an hour and have that confidence that your horse is going to do that. Declan Bates deserves all of the accolades that he gets as well. And then I think you do have to go to the other side, and you have to question some of these jockeys as well. It's a Group 1 race. You know the tactics. You know what she's going to do. And there has to be something in your head that says, this is now starting to get too far. At the start when she's pulling away, someone has to go, we're not running for second. We have to make a move. And if that means it was Mr. Brightside or whoever it was did that donkey move and lost, at least she had a chance. And I think a lot of them lost a chance. And, J-Mac post-race, Chris Waller post-race, their comments were pretty scathing, but I think they were pretty correct.
Yeah, unreal. Phenomenal for mine. What about Zugotcha in the Queen of the Turf? I must admit, boys, I was on a tissue, and for mine, an absolute moral beating. I thought it was one of those races, Ads, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I was certainly watching a tissue late, just thinking this horse is going to get there. But look, Zugotcha deserves a lot of credit. Has had the barrier draws this preparation to make the most of it. I think 2 wins from 2 and then from barrier 1. But you have to beat your field and you have to do it well. And what I like with her, I think she's come back a lot tougher this prep. And I've sort of said that every time she's gone around that she hasn't been one of mine. But she's starting to become one because you just know what you're going to get. She's so honest. She puts herself in the race. And then when the battles come, she's up for the fight. So she's been a really good mare this preparation. She's won some great races and she continues to rise to the top.
Shano?
Well, I was on Zugotcha, so the rightful winner.
I wasn't going to say anything there, Ed, so I was just thinking, I'm not saying I'm zipping it up here.
No, look, honestly, though, Matty, I agree. Tissue's run was outstanding and probably missed the boat, putting it bluntly. But, to Adam's point, I mean, Zugotcha's just come back in great form. She's exactly what you want in a racehorse. She puts herself in the race. She's got fighting quality. She's got a hell of a lot of class. And I hope we get to see her for another season because I think there might be still a little bit more maturity come from her if they press on as a 5-year-old. And again, it's an amazing thing with racing. I remember back when I was first starting out in the game, there was always this saying about magnificent mares and great geldings help really get people involved in the sport because, colts, if they get the right race next to their name, they can be retired fairly early. So these mares who are just so tough, so honest, so good, really help, get people involved in supporting the sport. So I think Zugotcha's right up there. I think she's a legitimate top-class mare, and she doesn't have the wow factor of a Pride of Jenni, but she's building an amazing record, and all credit to those involved with her.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well summed up, boys. Talking through my pocket from my point of things, I can assure you. Hey, Autumn Angel, talking about great training performances, Moody Coleman. What a wonderful story this is too. And they took down the big guns, of course, in the Oaks, in Orchestral and Zardozi. I don't think we probably saw this coming, did we, Shano?
No, I was super keen on Orchestral. Like ridiculously keen. I thought she was going to win the race and win it easily. But Peter Moody had been so bullish in his, comments in the media about Autumn Angel that he felt that she was right in the thick of things, could knock off the favourite. And she'd made that great progression from her win, or her run at the start prior going in towards the Oaks. And she looked magnificent. She travelled superbly all the way through and she stayed so well. So hopefully she can progress again and become a proper force as we see her as a 4-year-old. Orchestral, to my eye, she ran well. I think Roger James was quoted in the press afterwards saying she may have gone to the well, even the stable have gone to the well one too many times with the filly, as she's had quite a few grand finals. She travelled well enough, I thought, in the run. She was good enough. If she was good enough, she was going to win it, but she was just beaten by better fillies on the day.
Yeah, beautiful. And what about Circle of Fire in the Sydney Cup, Ads? Another great training performance. And once again, Kieran Maher, that polish, especially over those stayers, the distance horses, there's none better, is there?
No, that's exactly what I was thinking when it won. You wanted that Kieran Maher polish and you got it. And we sort of talked about probably the lack of depth that this race had. And Circle of Fire had shown some ability with the 51.5 kilos. It was good enough. You'd expect a performance like this. I think it was just one of those races that it was such a raffle. If you run it 10 times, you'd have 10 different winners. But in the end, nice win, lengthened out well down the straights and can certainly pinch some staying races while here in Australia. But still one of the lesser Sydney Cups, so there's not much form I'd be following from it moving forward, I don't think.
Yeah, beautifully done, boys. Hey, listen, let's have a look at the 2 Group 1s this weekend and then the feature race over in WA, which is, of course, that sprint race, the slot race, the Quokka. We'll start off with the all-age stakes at Randwick over the 1,400 metres. And the Palmerbet market has Espiona as our favourite at $3.80. Sunshine in Paris at $4.60. Southport Tycoon $6.50. Magic Time at $8. Private Eye at $9. Chain of Lightning looking for 3 on the trot at $9. End Cap at $14. And Tis Invincible at $26. I must admit, I'm super duper keen on one here, boys, but I'll come back and get your thoughts first. Shane Anderson.
Yeah, I'm siding with Espiona. I've ummed about this race a few times, but I think Espiona is the one I want to be with. Her form all the way through this campaign has been rock solid. Great in the Lightning. She went to Sydney Canterbury Stakes run good. She went again to the TJ Smith. I mean, you could make a really strong case. She probably could have won that race with a touch of luck. So I think she can win this. She's back to her best distance range, regardless of whether we get a good track or a softer track. She's going to be right there. And I just think she's the worthy favourite, and I think she's the one most likely to come out on top. But I do have, so I've got Espiona as my best. My value bet's Southport Tycoon, the 3-year-old, because I've said numerous times the 3-year-old form just keeps standing up, particularly through the horses he beat in the Australian Guineas, V8 and Riff Rocket. So the only little niggle in the back of my mind is that sort of lengthy break between the Guineas and where he is now for the all-age stakes. That's the only thing. And as I said to you, Matty, I am denard between Espiona and Southport Tycoon. Like, I really find little between them, but I just think the mare, with her proven record in these sort of races, I'm just happy to put her marginally on top. So Espiona my best, the value bet Southport Tycoon. But they're the two I'm really most keen on in the race, and I think one of the two will win.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. That's music to my ears. Ads, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, well, you're not going to have music from my ears then, because I've got 2 different horses. My best bet will be number 10, Sunshine in Paris. I really like the way Sunshine in Paris has returned. I know Shane was on it for one of the starts and certainly showed some class. Thought the Galaxy run was really good. The TJ Smith was good. I like that Ryan Maloney's back in the saddle. He's got a very good affiliation with this horse and a great record. And I think the key as well is getting off the heavy track. I just think it shows how well this horse is going, that performance in the heavy, because clearly goes better on top of the ground. 5 starts on a good track, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 1 from 1 at the track in distance. So I think Sunshine in Paris is probably ready to go now. 3rd run back in. And my value bet will be NCAP. I really like the runs behind Celestial Legend. Unlucky in the Hobartville, held up in the Guineas, and we know how good that Celestial Legend form is looking. And then like the run in the George Ryder. So I think at a nice little each way price, and Cap can certainly run a good race if it gets some luck this time.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm wiping you, Ads McGraw. I'm going back in the Shane Anderson. I'm super keen on Southport Tycoon. I just reckon just this horse is humming. All the form lines through this horse have been enormous, and I reckon got plenty of improvement and a bit more upside. So I'm happy to go around at $6.50. I reckon that is a really, really good price for this horse. And I know a couple of the owners, they're a couple of local blokes, and they reckon that this horse has improved since its last win. So I'm happy, to be going this way. I know missed a run last start, late scratching of the day of with that wet weekend, but I'm happy to go that way. And I thought Chain of Lightning was maybe the value bet. I'm looking to make it 3 on the trot. All you can do is win. Very, very good fields. Good field of bet last time. So $9, and the Moody team and Coleman team are absolutely flying. So why not?
Will you be putting in your quaddie this week, Matty?
I'll be definitely putting it in the quaddie this week, Ads. I won't be getting left out, mate. I can assure you. I'm gonna go short enough though in this race, because I reckon there's only a few really good winning chances. So going to be an interesting race. Right, let's move along to the Champagne Stakes over the 1600 metres, and the favourite, all thanks to Palmer Bet, is Manala, $2.35. Linebacker at $2.50. A note at $7.50. Broadsiding at $7.50. Fearless at $16. El Costello $41. In Her Eyes at $61, and Tenbury Wells at $151. I'll come back to you here, Ads. Which way are you leaning? Are you with the top 2 in the market?
Yeah, look, I think a bit like you with your Southport Tycoon, love, when you find a horse that goes well for you, stay with it. So Manal will be my horse. Picked it last time, thought the run was really good, gets the extra 200 metres, which is a tick for me. The small field, I think, is very key for this horse. And Jamie Carr's a massive tick, especially getting that extra 200 metres. I think she can make this horse settle perfectly and then really save that energy late. And I think the speed's going to suit in this event. So I really like Manal. Look, it's probably a race I don't have a value pick. I think if I'm throwing out a $2.30 pick, your value's got to be 10-1 plus, and board sliding doesn't fit that, and no doesn't fit that. Fearless, maybe. But, I mean, if I had to have one, El Costello's only had 2 starts, went 1,300 to 1,600. So now you'd think more experience in fitness. But for mine, it's probably just a one-bet race, and I'd be back in Manal.
Shano, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm very much in the camp of Manal, the one to beat. Great in the Golden Slipper, progressed from that to win the Sires. Last stride victory margin wasn't great, but there was still that touch of authority about her with that win. Mike Freeman saying that he's just expecting more and more from this filly over time. And I think, look, she's the logical winner of the race. History sort of dictates that if you're good in the Slipper, good in the Sires, you're going to be very good in the Champagne Stakes. It's the proven form line. So I've got Manal as the best, the one to beat. But the value bet, I'm with Adam. I know he threw out El Costello. I like it a lot, but I'm putting my value bet as Broadsiding, who beat El Costello in the Fernhill. I just think the price for Broadsiding is quite attractive for a last start winner. So he's proven over the distance, and there was good acceleration displayed on that occasion. So, but I like you throwing in El Costello, Adam. I think this is one to keep an eye on over the next 12 months. Ran really well when runner-up to Broadsiding in the Fernhill, and Anthony Cummings does very well with these types of horses. And it wouldn't surprise me the fact he's been thrown in the Group 1 at $41 if he doesn't run if he'll run a big race. I think he's one to keep an eye on. But I will put Manal as my best. My value officially Broadsiding, but certainly keep an eye on El Costello.
I'm with you here, Ads. I'm siding in your corner for this one, mate. I've just got a one bet, Manal, and I'm expecting Jamie Carr to have a massive day with Southport Tycoon and Manal saluting. So a double Group 1 for Jamie Carr this weekend for me. But I couldn't even find any value, to be honest. He just kind of throwing a number out, I reckon, for the sake of it. But this horse, I reckon, has got plenty of upside. Really impressive last start, and we'll go on with it. Righto, the Quokka over at Ascot, your home ground, Ads. This is where you absolutely step up to the plate and hit it out of the park. It's a slot race, second year of the running, of course. Amelia's Jewel is our favourite at $3.20. Overpass, last year's winner at $4.60. Oscar's Fortune at $6, who knocked off Amelia's Jewel first up. Bella Nipotina at $6. King of Sparta at $8. Ripcord $21. Melkovich at $23. And Wild Bell at $34. All thanks to Palmer Bet. Let's go to the King of the West first and foremost, Shane Anderson. We'll go back to Adam McGrath. And what are your thoughts on the Quokka, buddy?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is starting to turn into a really good race. I mean, we've talked about sort of the All-Star Mile falling apart. I think this race, it's getting the good runners here. And when you get the likes of Bjorn Baker and stuff supporting it, I think it's very beneficial. My heart wants to throw out Amelia's Jewel, but I can't after the other day, and especially after the barrier draw. I think the barrier draw makes it very tough for those that do bet over in the West. Look, you can make up ground, but you'd love to be out in front. And for mine, I just think Bjorn Baker is targeting Western Australia so well. It's something that I remember even talking to Shane about when I was working in Adelaide in Melbourne. It just blows my mind that people won't cross the Nullarbor to go and race for this prize money over West when it's there for the taking. And Bjorn Baker is saying, I will. He won the Quokka last year with this horse. He won the Winterbottom with this horse. And between the Quokka last year to this run, it's only had 5 starts. He's saving it up, knowing that he can get some good purse and not have to race against the Imperatrices and all of these type of horses. So for mine, I think Bjorn's got a smart play in this race as well. I think he can dictate with both of these runners in front, and then I think they can kick at the top of the turn to be very hard to beat. And as I said, since that Quokka last year, only 5 runs. They've won the Winterbottom, second in the Doomben 10,000, second in the shorts, 2 from 2 at this track. Just ticks every single box going into it, and the barrier draw does help. So it's the horse to beat. The value bet, and I'm amazed with the price for Ripcord. This is a horse, so Ripcord and Oscar's Fortune both been offered a lot of money to go to Hong Kong. Both owners have denied that money and continue to run. In start 7, this horse was only beaten 2.5 lengths to Overpass in a Group 1 Winterbottom Stakes. Now, thought the other day returned very nicely, finally gets a good draw. And I think this 3-year-old can be a lot closer in stalking the pace. I'd probably have it, $8, $9. I think, 20 plus is well and truly over. So Ripcord, I think, will run a very, very big race.
Shano, your thoughts on the Quokka, mate?
Yeah, very much in Overpass's camp. At the Ascot Sprint races, it's a track that I like to make sure that I've got a horse that's on speed and in the firing line. And sometimes, you will be swallowed up late. And I think, a horse like Amelia's Jewel certainly got the class to come from well back in the field and finish over the top of her rivals. But time and time again, there can often be, a hard luck story or two for those type of horses. So for that case, Overpass, I agree with everything Adam said, just being set for this high-class sprinter, got great early pace. So realistically, a barrier draw for him is not too much of a concern. But, from what looks to be a fairly soft draw, he's going to get every conceivable hope from on speed. So I think he's certainly the one to beat. Value Bet King of Sparta for mine. Form in Sydney has been quite good. Certainly another one who, on his day, I think he's one of the better sprinters around, but it's not always his day, but he's drawn well enough to get every conceivable hope in the run. So I think my best Overpass, the Value Bet King of Sparta. Looking forward to it. Should be a great race.
Now, you boys both good minds thinking alike here with Overpass. I'm actually sticking with the Queen of the West in a million. I actually reckon I'm going for a couple of swoopers here. I just reckon there's going to be a heap of pace. And I'm trying to think. I thought last year, I reckon Overpass come from kind of back in midfield to get over the top of them late. So I just reckon it's going to be a strong 1,200 metre tempo, and I reckon that'll set it up for Amelia's Jewel to be storming over the top and getting the job done and bouncing back to the winner's circle. And I'll tell you what I've chucked in at a bit of value, a horse called Triple Missile from Uncle Lindsay's stable. At about $81, it's another one that's got a heap of ability. And Linz has always said to me he reckons this horse has got a decent race in it. And, this is going to be a get-back charge home over the top horse as well. And you never know. I just reckon at a big price, Triple Missile is a good each-way ticket. You're probably going to get $16-20 a place. So why not have a little throw at that as well, boys? Download that Palmerbet app and get involved. It's really, really simple. Hey, what about the rest of the country? Where are we betting? Where's some best bets? I'll start with you, Ads.
We'll stay in Ascot, and I'm going to throw out my boy again. I thought he was very, very good first up over 1,200, just needed the extra distance. Clint Johnson-Porter booked for a last start winner, so I made the call. Craig Williams will be riding Count the Session, so we lose nothing there. I think race 3, number 4 will be very hard to beat. And then race 7, number 2, Bustling. This is the Karrakatta. Daniel Morton always has a good 2-year-old. There's just something you can guarantee in the West that he's going to have a good one. Blake Shin takes a ride here. It's just got class. It'll be up there to be very hard to beat. So race 3, number 4, Count the Sessions, and race 7, number 2, Bustling.
Love it, mate. The King of the West is back, Shano. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, good shout with Bustling there, Adam. I actually saw it win last start. It was really impressive. Showed great acceleration. So good luck there. I'm having one in the Mornington Cup, Matty. I hate Mornington as a rule. It's a track that I really don't like.
I don't bet on it much, yeah.
But I will say I'm taken by this Kiwi galloper, Nereus. Won the Awapuni Gold Cup, a Group 2 race in New Zealand last start, and it was ridiculously strong at the end of that race. And Sean Ritchie, I'm an admirer of as a trainer. He's after that win, he said going to the Mornington Cup because he feels that, you win the Mornington Cup, you're getting into the Caulfield Cup at the end of the year. This race will be run, I think, really strongly with Deny Knowledge up on speed, and I think that just might set things up for Nereus to finish over the top of them. So I think we're going to get it sort of around that $8.50 mark each way. I think it's a really good bet in the Mornington Cup.
Beautiful. Nice price at about $8. And it'll be a big day of racing at Mornington, of course, on the weekend as well. I'm going to go back to Randwick. Race 9, number 12, Jimmy Star. We've seen all the talk and all that kind of stuff. 2 back, rolled, of course, in Melbourne, and then goes to, was it Wagga or Canberra? One of the feature races up there, and had no luck whatsoever climbing over the top of them. About $2.80, $2.90. It's not hard to find, but I just thought that this horse, a little bit of a freshen up, bit of Kiramar polish, and I reckon we'll get the job done. Race 9, number 12 at Randwick on the weekend. Hey, boys, always a pleasure. Hasn't it been a great 6 or 7 weeks of racing? Let's be honest, it's been magnificent.
Yeah, we've been blessed, no doubt about that. Some very good performances, and we talked at the start we wouldn't be able to beat, the Harry Coffey story, this or that, but it continues to thrive. I mean, as you said, we're still talking about Pride of Jenni today, so they do continue to go.
Amazing. Shane, it's been fantastic. It might be Jamie Carr's little weekend again this weekend. If she can ride a double in those Group 1s, wouldn't that be a great story as well?
Yeah, it certainly would. And I love the fact that, as much as great racing in Melbourne and Sydney, we're now seeing the other carnivals sort of get their moment in the sun as well. So we've got Group 1 racing in Sydney, the big race over in Western Australia. We're not too far away from, of course, the Adelaide Carnival, the Brisbane Carnival, and your backyard, Matty, with the Warrnambool Main Jumps Racing Carnival.
I thought you were going to forget it, mate. I thought you were going to forget it. I thought, hang on, the boy from Copenhagen's not even going to mention the bull here, which is only about a week and a half away.
Well, I do have a small share in Britannicus, who won the Briley last year, and he's on target to hopefully do it again this year. So I will be keeping an eye on him, getting up early to cheer him on.
Hey, the weather forecast looks good too, because Britannicus wanting a firmish kind of track, even though we're going to have the soft for the jumps, but not a lot of rain around, Shane, to be honest, and the long range forecast looks good too. So you and BZ will put on a floor show again if Britannicus gets the job done. I'm tipping back-to-back Brileys, which would be enormous. Hey, listen, boys, always a pleasure. Have a wonderful week, and we'll catch up next week.
Thanks, boys. See you soon.
See you guys.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.